To our next story, the most watched shows and movies on Emirates in 2021. So, what have you been watching when you've flown with Emirates? They have told us. They revealed the most watched shows and TVs, and incredibly, Friends topped the list of most watched shows.
Shocker.
It is a shocker. How many? It's like
Is
20
it?
years?
Yeah, but Friends is a timeless show that I don't watch it personally, but everyone else does. I've seen it as a kid, so it's a part of everyone's upbringing. Everyone's seen it, and so let's say if I watched it again, it would just be nostalgic for me, you know?
It's really interesting that you don't watch it because I feel like you watch everything else.
I watch literally everything else, but I have a thing against sitcoms and having one set. I like to see variety. I like to see cinematic, not say top Friends, but cinematic diversity, and
Interesting. Fair.
that's just me.
Would you? So you're not going to be watching Friends on your next Emirates flight?
I might start soon. I feel like I should at this point, just for the
You have your purposes.
kick of nostalgia.
Take me back to those like laughing tracks. And the most watched movie on Emirates in 2021, we actually have the top three. So number 3 is The Hitman's Wife Bodyguard. Number 2, Bad Boys for Life. And number 1 is Tenet.
I've not seen any of
I
them.
haven't seen any of them.
What's Tenet?
I feel like it's like a really it's like a I'm gonna say a Christopher Robin movie. It's like a massive blockbuster. 2020.
I haven't seen any of those
It's
movies.
a science fiction. Christopher Nolan. Oh, I was close.
Oh yeah, okay.
Directed by Christopher Nolan, produced by Emma Thomas. This is Google obviously telling me this straight away. It got a 7.4 rating on IMDb, but it was one of the biggest releases of 2020 when it came out.
What do you watch? What genre do you watch? And what shows do you watch?
On a flight.
Mm-hmm.
It totally depends. You know what I would nearly do? So I have a thing. First of all, if I'm sitting with someone, I love turning it on at the very same time.
Oh my god.
And then you're watching it and you're like, and then you have to pause it and it becomes a massive faff about an hour in and you give up, but I love starting that. I usually start with like a drama, like an epic.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn on something I've seen like 10 million times, like He's Just Not That Into You. Like then I go into I crawl into like the nice rom-coms. But I always start with like an Oscar movie or something. What about you?
I just fall asleep. I sleep my way through flights. Or if there's a movie that recently came out, because airplanes always have it immediately, like a month or two after the movies come out.
Yeah, so you watch the new releases.
Yeah.
How do you always fall asleep? But you used to study in the UK, so you've done long flights quite regularly.
Yeah, and I just sleep it through. So then I wake up and hang out with my friends immediately. But I can't commit to sitting down for 7 or 8 hours and just watching one thing after another. I would draw a lot. That was the thing I started, drawing again. I used to be artistic back in the day, and then I just gave up. So that's the thing that I try and do each flight.
Wow, I think there's nothing, like I love getting onto a flight actually, and like your phone is off, you have a drink and food coming your way, and you just like cuddle up and watch something. Because I never watch movies at home, you know?
Yeah, I don't. I don't have the attention span for that.
And actually, as our attention spans dwindle, flights get more and more tricky. Some of the other most watched shows were Mayor of Easttown, which is actually meant to be amazing. Friends, The Reunion, The Flight Attendant, by the way. That's a good show. Except on the show where I watch it, they lead it up and say the murder happened in Dubai, which is totally untrue.
I don't think they came to Dubai.
No, it happened in Thailand. But where I'm watching it, the synopsis of the show was like this murder in Dubai. And I was like, oh, I'll watch that. And I was like, oh, that's so misleading.
I don't know if I'm mixing memories up, but I think it actually was in Dubai.
I literally just watched it and it was definitely The Flight Attendant. It's from the girl who's in that show.
I don't know her name. I can't help you there.
Kulko.
No idea.
Kaylee Kulko. Succession is also one of the most watched shows.
So funny.
But if you are free this weekend, definitely just watch The Tinder Swindler.
Have you seen Succession?
No.
Oh, it's really good. It's so funny.
Why are we talking about shows? We haven't seen anything. It's funny.
Yeah. It's like complete dry humor. It reminds me of my family. Like everyone's their own personality, but it's just really, it's so real.
It has great reviews. It's meant to be fantastic.
Honestly, I suggest, I'd recommend it to anyone. But
anything else you'd recommend to people?
that
was a segue.